Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today, and today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 17th of March 2023. Today I'm not well, so maybe voice would be low in the whole session, so please cooperate with that, okay? Now let's start with the session. Madhav National Park, which was seen in the news recently, lies in which Indian state or the Union Territory? So this national park is among the oldest national parks in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and it forms a major connection between Panna Tiger Reserve that lies in Madhya Pradesh and the Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. And the Ranthambore Tiger Reserve lies in the state of Rajasthan. So to re-establish the tiger population, Madhya Pradesh Forest Department has built 3 enclosures to house 5 translocated tigers from other reserve. And recently a male and a female tiger were released into the specially constructed enclosures by the government official. Okay, so Madhav National Park lies in Madhya Pradesh state. Next question is, which union ministry is set to host the World Food India 2023 event? So Ministry of Food Processing Industries will host the second edition of the World Food India 2023 in the month of November 2023 in New Delhi. And this World Food India program will focus on promoting India as a global food processing hub and highlighting the culinary diversity, attracting investment and exploring the business opportunities. So 5 key elements of this program include millets, innovation and sustainability, White Revolution 2.0, making India an export hub, and the last one is technology and digitization. Okay, so Ministry of Food Processing Industries is set to host this World Food India 2023 event. Now can you tell me which union ministry launched the lean scheme? So this is a MSME competitive scheme, and it was launched by the Union Ministry of MSME to improve the global competitiveness of Indian MSMEs. So this scheme will encourage the MSMEs to adopt the lean manufacturing practices like 5S, Kaizen, Kanban and the visual workplace. So aim is to transform Indian MSMEs into world-class manufacturers through lean manufacturing practices. Okay, so you can be asked that which union ministry launched the lean scheme. Answer would be Ministry of MSME. Next is, NASA has partnered with which country to launch multi-angle imager for Aerosols mission? So NASA and Italian Space Agency will work together to launch this multi-angle imager for Aerosols mission, and this will last for 3 years, and it will focus on studying 11 cities worldwide, including New Delhi, Beijing, Los Angeles, Atlanta and Rome. Why? To examine the health effects of air pollution, and the mission is set to launch before the end of 2024. Okay, so NASA has partnered with Italy for this mission. Next is, which institution launched the Undernourished and Overlooked, a global nutrition crisis in adolescent girls and women report? So this report has been published by UNICEF recently, and according to this report, 7.3 million adolescent girls and women in the country Nigeria who are aged between 15 and 49 are totally undernourished, and that's why they are putting newborn babies at risk. So this number has increased from 5.6 million in 2018. Okay, so only thing you have to remember is this is a report from UNICEF. There is another report from World Health Organization, the name of which is Global Report on Sodium Intake Reduction, and this report allocates a sodium country score to each member state to estimate the impact of policy progress on population, dietary sodium intake and cardiovascular disease. So as per the report, the World Health Organization has recommended the policies to reduce the sodium intake, and it can prevent 2 million deaths by 2025 and 7 million deaths by 2030. 2030. So the world is not on track to achieve the global target of reducing sodium intake by 30% by the end of 2025. Okay, so this is a report from World Health Organization. Next is, India recently signed the audiovisual co-production agreement with which country? So this is Australia India audiovisual co-production agreement, and this deal enables the private, quasi-governmental or the government agencies from both the countries to collaborate and produce the films together. And under the recently signed agreement, the co-produced works will be entitled to all the benefits available in both the countries, and the contributions from the producers of each country may range from 20 to 80% of the final cost. Okay, so this is a program between India and Australia. Next is, which country hosted the 146th Assembly of the Inter Parliamentary Union? So the 146th Assembly of IPU was held in Manama in the country Bahrain in March 2023. And India's Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has arrived in Bahrain's capital Manama. Okay, so he will lead an Indian parliamentary delegation to attend the assembly, and this delegation will participate in the Asia Pacific group meeting of Inter Parliamentary Union. Okay, so which country has hosted this 146th Assembly of Inter Parliamentary Union? Answer would be Bahrain. Next is, which state or the union territory hosted the Divya Kala Mela fair? So in the state of Madhya Pradesh, the governor Mangu Bhai Patel has inaugurated the third Divya Kala Mela at Bhopal. And this 10-day fair was held to enable the Divyangjan to become the entrepreneurs and the artisans. So the 4 finance corporations under the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry will provide financial assistance to the artisans and other skilled beneficiaries through term loan scheme and microfinance scheme. Okay, so this is a fair that is held in Madhya Pradesh state. Next question is extremely important. Which is the first Indian documentary to win an Oscar award? So India has won the Oscar for The Elephant Whisperers, which won in the best documentary short film category. And this documentary basically tells the story of a couple who care for an injured baby elephant after it gets separated from its herd. And this is the first Indian document to win in this category. Also, we know that the song Natu Natu from the Telugu language film RRR became the first Indian film song to win an Oscar, right? So these two questions are very, very important from your exams perspective. Also, don't forget that Natu Natu is a song from which movie? From movie RRR. Next is, which state or the union territory hosted the Supreme Audit Institution's 20 Engagement Group meeting? So our CAG means Controller and Auditor General of India, Mr. G.C. Murmu, has chaired the Supreme Audit Institution's 20 Engagement Group meeting, and it was held in Guwahati in the state of Assam, and the delegates from the SAI 20 member broadly agreed to the zero draft of the communique and provided their thoughts and suggestions to bring out an inclusive, decisive and action-oriented communique for the SAI 20 summit. Okay, so your correct answer would be Assam. Next is, TLMAL is a joint venture between India's Tata Group and which country's counterpart? So Tata Group and the US Aerospace Lockheed Martin have agreed to produce the fighter wings at their joint venture, that is Tata Lockheed Martin Aerostructures Limited in Hyderabad. Okay, so this memorandum of understanding allows the production of 29 fighter wing shipset and includes an option for additional shipset. So deliveries will start in the year 2025. Okay, so this is a joint venture between India's Tata Group and USA's Lockheed Martin. Okay, next is, who is the first Indian woman to receive the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry Award? This is an important question. And International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry is a global federation that consists of the national ordering organizations. And Jyotirmai Mohanty, who is a scientist at the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai, is the very first woman in India to receive this award. And she received the IUPSC 2023 Distinguished Woman in Chemistry or Chemical Engineering in recognition of her works in the field of chemistry. Okay, so Jyotirmai Mohanty is the first Indian woman to receive this IUPSC award. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with our revision session, in which we are doing the current affairs for the month of January, and this is part 9 in this series. So today we'll be doing the questions from 121 up to 135. Let's see. Which organization released the Global Risk Report 2023? So it is released by the World Economic Forum. And as per this report, failure to mitigate the climate change as well as failure of the climate change adaptation are the two most severe risks facing the world in the next decade. Which is the first European country to have a reciprocal access agreement with the country? Japan. This is UK. And UK has signed a landmark defense agreement with Japan, and this is regarded as the most significant defense agreement between the two countries in more than a century, which allows the UK forces to be deployed in the country Japan. Which state launched the shared school bus system and agriculture response vehicle scheme? This is Meghalaya. Who's the Chief Minister of Meghalaya? It is Conrad Sangma, and he has launched the shared school bus system, which is the part of the STEMS program. Full form of STEMS is Sustainable Transport and Efficient Mobility Society program. Australia has recently signed a new security treaty with which country? So Australia and Papua New Guinea have signed a new security treaty. And why? To tackle the threat of climate change. Who is the President of Australia? Anthony Albanese. As of January 2023, which category of the direct tax mopped up the highest collection? So as per the Finance Ministry, India's net direct tax collection stood at 12.31 lakh crore rupees as of 10th of January, and the maximum collection was collected from the corporate tax. Next is Customs Automated System is associated with which institution? So Center has notified the Customs Rules 2023 and aim is to address the undervaluation of specified imported goods. Okay, answer would be CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has specified identity standards for which product for the first time? So they have recently specified the identity standards for basmati rice, and aim is to establish the fair practices in the trade of basmati rice and protect consumer interest both domestically and globally. Okay, so these new standards will be enforced from 1st of August 2023. Covovax, which was recommended as heterologous booster, was manufactured by which company? So it is manufactured by the Serum Institute of India, and already Serum Institute of India manufactures the COVID vaccine through technology transfer from Novavax. Which is the first country to recognize Bitcoin as a legal tender? This is the country El Salvador. So with this, El Salvador became the first country in the world to recognize the Bitcoin as a legal tender, and recently they have approved a law to regulate the issuance of other digital asset by both the state and the private entities. What is the aim behind this bill? Aim is to attract the national and the foreign investors while creating new financing opportunities. So basically, El Salvador recognized the Bitcoin as a legal tender 2 years ago, right? Which institution developed the UPI payment system? This is NPCI, means National Payments Corporation of India, and UPI is the real-time payment system that is developed by NPCI. So why it is in news? Because NPCI recently announced that non-resident Indians, means NRIs, will be able to make the UPI payment without having an Indian mobile number. Okay. Next is, Which state or the union territory suggested the center to grant migrated minority status? This is Delhi government. So Delhi government has suggested the center that they can grant the migrated minority status to the Hindus who moved to the national capital from places like Jammu and Kashmir or Ladakh, where they are a religious minority. Pineapple Express phenomena, which was seen in the news recently, is related to which field? Answer would be meteorology. Which country's air transport faced the delays due to glitches in notice to air mission system? Answer would be USA. Next is, which institution has collaborated with Indian Institute of Science to develop the models to speed up screening of antimicrobial? This is Unilever. So IISc and Unilever has collaborated to develop computational models to speed up screening of antimicrobials. What is the name of the indigenously built vessel to be used for India's manned ocean mission? The name of this vessel is Samudrayan. So India is set to send 3 explorers to a depth of 500 meters under the sea in an indigenously built vessel named as Samudrayan. So these are the next 15 questions from the month of January, and tomorrow we'll continue it from here. That means we'll cover the question from 136 up to question number 150. Now let's start with our category wise revision session, in which today's topic is sports related current affairs. First is, Brijesh Damani, who was seen in the news recently, plays which sport? So he is associated with billiards. And why he was in news? Because he has won his maiden National Billiard Championship that was held in Indore. Lovlina Borgohain and Nikhat Zareen, who were seen in the news, play which sport? They are associated with boxing, and they have won the gold at Women's National Boxing Championship that was held in Bhopal, Indore. Okay. 7-year-old Geto Sora, who was seen in the news recently, play which sport? He is associated with badminton, and recently he has won the Junior International Badminton Championship title that was held in Malaysia. Antim Pangal, who was seen in the news, play which sport? She is associated with wrestling, and recently she became the first Indian female wrestler to clinch the gold at Under 20 Wrestling World Championship that was held at Sofia, Bulgaria. Sasi Kumar Mukund, who was seen in the news, is associated with which sport? So Sasi Kumar Mukund is associated with tennis. Kylian Mbappe and Olivier Giroud, who were seen in the news, play which sport? They are associated with football, and they are from which country? From France. Anish Thopani, who was seen in the news, play which sport? He is associated with badminton, and he has clinched the silver medal in the under 15 category at Badminton Asia Junior Championship that was held in Thailand. Aditya Mittal, who was seen in the news, is associated with which sport? Answer would be chess. He is associated with chess, and recently he has become our 77th Grandmaster. Manisha Ramadas, who was seen in the news, play which sport? She is associated with badminton, and recently she has been named as the Badminton World Federation, means BWF, Female Para Badminton Player of the Year. Okay, so Manisha Ramadas is associated with badminton. So these are the important sports related current affairs that you have to remember, and tomorrow we will cover the topic awards and honors. Fine. So with this we are done with our session, and thank you so much for cooperating with my voice. I hope tomorrow it would be better. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.